Hello, welcome back to Scundered with me, Teresa Livingstone. Let me introduce my guest today. What has this woman not done? She is a stand-up comedian. Stand-up comedian, actor, writer, model, podcaster, mum of two, TV. Like I could go on. She's a machine. Please welcome Diona Doherty.
Hey, it's a pleasure.
You haven't done crack?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Don't
Well, today is the day. I am convinced there's more than one of you because I actually do not know how you do everything that you do.
I know, and this is a common thing that I get asked. People are like, and do you know what? I do everything really quick and efficiently.
Right, okay.
As I know, I do it really efficient. I feel like I do so many things, but none of them to the best of my ability. Like, because I do so many things, I have guilt in them all because I'm like, oh, I've done all these shit.
No, but it doesn't come across that way, Diona. I think you're a very good example of someone who doesn't wait for permission to do anything. Oh, you're just like, off I go.
Absolutely not. And you know, that's something I have started telling myself this past sort of year is to stop when people say to me, oh, I see you're doing this thing. Or like, and I hate that I used to say, oh, I'm really lucky. Yeah. Because I've stopped saying that. Yeah. Because it's as if we decide that like the things that we've achieved, the things that we're doing.
You were let to do. Someone gave it to you.
Or you're embarrassed to say that you worked really hard. There's an ick about being like, no, I'm a really fucking hard worker. They're like, there's an ick about being proud of the stuff that you've done. So I've stopped saying I'm lucky and I've started going, no, I work really hard for it and I deserve it.
And if you maybe pulled your socks up, Teresa, you would get it too. No, you're right. You're right because we do. I spent my life telling people that it was just a fluke or it was a nice audience or we're terrible at actually taking
and I used to even
the credit.
With stand-up stuff I used to be like, oh, they had to have a girl on, that's why I got on it. Or like even with the Blame Game I'd be like, oh, they had to switch up and put a girl on and like that's the only reason and all. And then I've had to really switch my mindset.
Hear yourself, to
be like, no, I deserve the things I get because I work really bloody hard and I deserve to have them. So there you go, well done me.
Yes. Well, thanks for coming in, Diona. She's come here to set the record straight. How are you?
I am tired. Grand. I'm grand. I'm always running a bit on empty, but I'm absolutely grand. Like, you know what I mean? I always say I'm really grateful to get to be self-employed and have two young children at the same time. Whilst that is a difficult thing to balance, I get to like I spent all morning with my 2-year-old and then in the afternoon I get to go do work things. So I get to...
Oh, you're very good. You see, you're doing that positive thing of I get to go to work. I've been told this, you're meant to say, instead of I have to, it's I get to.
But then...
I can't do it.
Our work's fun. Like what I do for a job is of course there's hard work involved, but it's way more fun than somebody who has an actual has to save lives and shit. Do you know what I mean? Like I there's no big. It's not like, oh, if she doesn't do a podcast today,
people are gonna die.
Some plane's gonna get hijacked. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something like, so I get to go to work, which is great, and I get to spend a lot of time with my kids, which is great. So I'm not going to complain.
Okay, you're allowed to complain.
No,
that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm here for.
I know. Like
do you know what I love though about the stuff that, not that you complain online, but whenever you put out like being really honest about something and the reality of things, they're my favourite type of videos or bits that you do. So like I'm thinking of 2 examples in particular. The part in your show that you did for the Get Your Pink Back, when you played the clip of you on Britain's Next Top Model talking whenever you were eliminated. See
so
that
funny.
clip? That is my favourite. That I laughed a lot whenever it's you just being like, oh, there's some girls in there that shouldn't.
It's so funny because I build it up like, oh, it was my time to go and I knew I shouldn't be there. The other girls were way better at it than me, and then it cuts to my interview, me going, those bitches are in my space.
Those ugly cows. What are they doing out here?
Fuck.
No, but I love that. You see the honesty. I like your clip recently of your holiday to the Alps, was it?
Aye.
Because I saw that clip playing on my phone without the sound and I was like, that looks lovely.
Yes.
And then it's you just going like, let me tell you why this was the shittest holiday I've ever had in my life.
But do you know why though, right? Because I was because obviously like, you know, when you put content out all the time, you're sort of filming a lot of stuff, filming bits of our trip. And I'm always careful not to have my kids' faces on it, but maybe you'll see the back of their head. You know they're you know they're there. And so everything looked beautiful because the place we were in was gorgeous. So it was very aesthetically pleasing, lovely place. And I had obviously planned on being like, day one in Chamonix. Join me in the Alps.
Get ready with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Putting 150 layers on for -11 outside. So the video looks lovely because the surroundings are lovely. And then but I was like, but I don't have footage. Like, I don't film my kids when they're crying. I don't film them when they're whinging. I don't film
you
me
crying.
I know, me crying. I don't film me and Sean having a full domestic. You know what I mean? I don't film us sitting in the hotel room in different corners, not speaking to each other. So I only had nice footage, and I was like, I'm going to have to, because I was older Sean, I cannot post a video of this holiday and be like, look how gorgeous and brilliant it is. I had to like make the voiceover over it being like, what do you tell you about the reality of taking 2 toddlers to the fucking Alps? Because that's one of the biggest regrets I've had.
Everyone whinged the entire time. No, I love it because it makes the rest of us feel like there's something attainable. I can have a stressful holiday.
Yeah.
I can spend a fortune and regret it.
But
Absolutely.
you know what's mad is like that done, like I got big numbers views wise, and so many people below going, oh my God, I feel this in my bones because I had to stop taking my kids away on holidays because it's not a holiday, you know.
Yeah.
Whilst you're like, yes, it's creating memories and it's like letting your kids see the world and blah blah blah, and it's like, you know, parenting stressful at home, so may as well be stressful in Lanzarote. Do you know what I mean? And you know, so many people were like, oh, I feel this is exactly how I feel. And then the other day there was a clip from my podcast, the Girls Group Chat podcast, that went up, and it was one of the girls on there who doesn't want to have kids after me having told them about the shambles that was our trip to the Alps. And she was like, here, what is the appeal of having kids? Which is a totally valid question from somebody who doesn't want kids. And I was like, oh, it's hard. As also, I can see why lots of people don't see the appeal. As also, it's really, really fucking hard. It's also the best thing, I think, but also the worst thing at the same time. It's really difficult, and you straddle both those. And it's fine to feel both things at the same time. Yeah. So this clip went out, and Jesus, the people in the comments, like it went boogaloo. It ruined my day. It went boogaloo of people just being like, it's actually the most perfect, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous thing to ever happen, and you'll never know love like it, and all this here really insensitive shit. Yeah. And I was just like, these are probably the same people who were underneath my Alps video going, never bring your toddlers on holiday. You know, who were then like, how dare you say it's hard? It's actually precious 24/7. You're like, who are you lying to?
It's quite toxic actually to
So
sort of
toxic.
like shout about that constantly. Like there's something about that phrase of you know, you don't know true love until you've had a child, and it's so romanticized that it makes anybody who is having a hard time or struggling with parent or whatever, they must just be like, well, I should be glowing. And, you know, on top of the world, what's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me? Do I hate my kids? Like, it's exactly. And also really damaging the amount of women that I had contact me who were like, not by choice. I don't have kids and it's not by choice. And I'm always led to believe that like I'll never know true love. It's like, yes, you will. Yeah. Another way.
I'm that woman as well. That's exactly the case. And I get more annoyed. So obviously, you and I both know we've both gone through fertility treatments and IVF and everything, and 2 very different outcomes at the end. And obviously didn't happen for me, and now moving on, but I get so fired up and angry now when I see anything that's anything online that's kind of like keeping that narrative alive. Do you know what I mean? For anybody. Even if I'm like, it's somebody's choice, it's somebody's individual experience, and stop piling on with your glamorized version of it.
And it's so damaging. It's so awful for women in a position like yourself too, who read comments of people going, well, you'll never know true love. And it's like, that's bullshit. I know. Like, for me, yes, it's the greatest love I've ever experienced, but other people can experience their greatest love a different way, and it's just so damaging. So anyway, how I went on my stories and had a full rant. It was like 4 frames long. It was like 4 minutes of me being like, fuck you all, and then whatever. And it's so mad because then I've had hundreds and hundreds of DMs all week of people just being like, no, you're being honest. And sometimes people just don't want to hear the honest truth.
And also, it's interesting that was a clip that got all those. So that's part of the problem, that someone sees like, 45 seconds.
Exactly.
There's no context. You don't know what you were just talking about this entire holiday, and that's what makes me a wee bit anxious about stuff online all the time, because I get very in my head about like, what does that look like to someone who doesn't know what we were talking about beforehand. And so I wonder, do you get this? It was like, you know, the like the comments under the actual episode?
No, because those people have context.
They've listened to the whole
thing. Those are the OGs. Those are the people who have bothered to do their research, and they've listened to the whole episode and go, oh, in the context of this conversation, this makes sense, because you've just told a 20-minute story about how hard a time you had on your trip, and the money you spent for nothing, and then afterwards,
I love it. I'm like, she had a terrible holiday, great.
I know. But then off the back of it, that's why Jordan was like, Jesus, what is the appeal? As a woman who does not want kids, she's a dog girl, her dog is her baby, and she's like, I don't understand why you would do it. Do you know what I mean? That's fine.
It's just a natural question to ask.
Yeah.
Holidays are stressful regardless. I get very stressed out with the getting there and the getting back. Once I'm on holiday, I'm usually all right. Yeah. But I had a very stressful time at an airport once where I was flying. I used to live in Spain. I used to live in Gran Canaria. And I was flying from London to Tenerife and then from Tenerife to Gran Canaria, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
Right? So that was my first mistake. So my flight was delayed getting into Tenerife and there was no more flights after the one I was meant to be getting on to Gran Canaria. So I spent the whole flight just tied up in a knot. Like, if I don't make this flight, I'm going to have to sleep in the airport, whatever, right? So the air steward was really kind and so because I was getting a wee bit upset. They gave me an ice cream at one point. They were just like, we'll just...
Were you 5?
I was like 28. I was like...
Give you a glass of wine?
No, they wouldn't give me alcohol because I was really like... It's like having a panic attack. So I just remember they gave me this wee ice cream on a stick. I was like, that is helping, actually. Thank you very much. And so, but when they said to me, we've got it organised. So we've called ahead. We've checked you in. You've been checked into your next flight. Someone is going to be standing at the door when we open the plane with your ticket. And all you have to do is take that and just go straight to the gate. Like, this is a long time ago,
Jeez,
right?
they wouldn't offer you now.
No, they wouldn't now. They would just be like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, thank you. So they had me at the front of the queue. And everybody was like, we're all behind her. Got me at the front of the queue. They opened the door and this woman went, gate 28, go. And I went, right. And I ran like a mad woman out of the airport into the car park. I wasn't looking anywhere where I was going. Left the airport and found myself in the car park going, oh no, I just got carried away there. So I had to go back into the airport and go back through check-in, go back through security, and then get to gate 28 to get my connecting flight. And they were like, where the fuck have you been? They were like right next to each other.
Oh no.
So I just... So by the time I actually got on this flight, I was like hair standing on end, like
Sweating.
tears from, and everyone was just like, get on the plane.
Oh my God.
That's how I travel.
I've had so many like dramas with flights and stuff. Like I have been known to miss a flight, book the wrong flight, sleep in for a flight.
Oh God, that's my nightmare. No, I've never slept in for a flight.
Well, I
would
had
die.
a really good track record up until about 10 years ago, and then it just went to shit and has continued to go to shit. Like there was a time I was flying over to audition for Industry. Do you know what show Industry on the BBC? It's all like, do you know like a drama, computers and all? Anyway,
when you were doing, I didn't know where you were going. I wasn't expecting
yeah,
computers.
It was drama.
You know,
yeah, that's how I do.
Computers.
That's how I'm on my computer, just ta shaking.
A computer drama.
It was a drama,
Yeah.
and then I flew. So I woke up, missed my flight. Was like, shit. So I had to go on and book another flight. Get there, and when I got there, I went down. I did my audition thing. And then they went to me, right, we're going to do the next scene now. And I went, I wasn't sent two scenes, I was sent one scene. And they were like, oh shit, well, we need to see the other scene for, range. So I was like, right, give me the scene now, give me an hour, I'll go learn it, I'll come back. But I knew that would make me miss my flight.
Right.
So I then had to rebook the next flight home in order to stay and memorize these lines, go back and do the second scene. And then when I got to the airport, I missed the second flight.
Oh, jeez.
by like an inch. You know, they're standing there and they've just like...
They can see you.
And you're like... And they're like... They like take delight in being like, get to fuck. And you're like, seriously? And then somebody actually took me through the back stairwells and all to get to it too. I thought I was being trafficked. I was like...
well, if it gets me where I need to go.
Yeah. So as long as I can get a cut of it, because I'm making nothing from that. I didn't get that job. And then I flew home and it cost me £1,000 in extra flights that day. All on the credit card. I had no money. I was just like, credit card in it. Yeah. I was all, when I book this job...
It'll all come flooding back.
I'll just pay that off. I'll be getting paid that fucking per hour. And I didn't get the job.
Oh my God.
And that happens to me all the time.
No,
on our
I
way
can't.
back from that trip, our flight got cancelled from Geneva. And
Of course it did.
And I hate the way they do this now. And I'm standing there with the 2 kids, suitcase missing, trying to book a flight for... And the next flight was 3 days later.
Oh,
obviously,
Jesus.
I know. And obviously you can... Like, we are ready. We're like, I need to get home. Like, we hated being there.
Yeah.
And we then had to go... from Geneva back to France to Lyon, which was a 3-hour bus trip, and then another hour's train, and then pay for a hotel, fly to Dublin, get the bus up from Dublin. My poor kids were in a 3-hour bus, an hour's train, a 3-hour flight, another 3-hour bus, and then a 45-minute drive home from the airport. Like, I mean, it was a disaster, and it cost us another $2,000 to get home.
Oh my God.
And we're currently like having an argument with EasyJet, being like, you may give us something.
Geneva, Jesus Christ, I'm stressed thinking of
No, I know. And the 2 kids are looking at you all the time, be like, can we play a game? And you're like, I'm trying to save our lives. Can you chill out?
Could you go earn some money
Yeah.
quickly? my sister lives in Sydney, so I've been out quite a lot to visit her, and there's all the different ways you can do that, all the connecting flights. And my sister worked in travel the first time I went out, and I didn't ask her advice on how to get there.
Stupid.
I was like, I'll just do it myself. I'm going to save £50 doing it this way. So I booked flights that went Belfast, London, London, Frankfurt, Frankfurt, Singapore, Singapore, Sydney.
Why did you do
Correct.
that?
Right? Because it saved me like something like £55. And I was like, there we are. She wouldn't have got that deal. And then it was me and my other sister going. So when my other sister in Sydney found out, she was like, you're such an idiot. Something's going to go wrong. You're going to miss one of them. You'll get stranded. Anyway, it happened on the way back that we got delayed into Frankfurt, right? And I was so delirious at this point because I'm a stressy traveller, as you know. There were no ice creams that we were handing out. So I was really like, we've missed our flight. We were stuck in Frankfurt and we were trying to get back anywhere in the UK. I was like, I'll go anywhere. Send me anywhere that I might get a connecting flight, but mainly I'd prefer to go to Dublin or Belfast. They wouldn't put us on anything. And eventually they said that the quickest way we can get you out of here is to fly you to Geneva. And I was like, fine, right. So now we went Frankfurt, Geneva, Geneva, London, London, Belfast. Honestly, Diona, I would have been better just
3 days travel.
It was like, I was away for 2 weeks and most of it was just in airports going, here we go. But on the Geneva flight, at this point, we'd been awake for something like 27 hours, right? Me and my other sister. We hadn't showered. We were certainly in our pajamas that you sort of travel in. And everyone getting off the Geneva flight to London was like, they had hat boxes and they were all like beautiful, like après ski glow and all of this. And they were really, really calmly taking their time. And we knew we had another flight to get. And I had like flies buzzing around me. I was so disgusting. And I was stood at the back of this big long queue of people. And this woman started to take all her luggage down at this like really slow pace, and everyone was just very calmly waiting for her. And I lost the run of myself and just leaned to the side and went, fucking meh!
Oh
like,
no!
Screamed, meh! And when they saw the state of me and my sister sitting there with her hair like this, everyone just sort of like shuffled off. And my sister was like, "You're gonna just put your hood up because we're gonna be stopped by security now." Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't talk about it anymore.
It's so stressful. It is. I whenever we came back there, I said to Sean, I'm not going on another holiday this year.
Ever in my life.
What a privileged position to be in. No more holidays for me. Like I was all, no, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Centre Parks or something with the kids in the autumn. And I was all, besides that, we're not
Which is not a holiday.
Which is not a holiday. I know, but I'm not getting on a flight.
I know.
Unless I'm on my own. Which is a lovely time.
See, my sister is a mum of 3 and she flew back from Sydney to Scotland for the Fringe actually last year. And she said that was the holiday part. Just
gorgeous.
She sat by her. She's like, doesn't need to be business class. Put me anywhere on a plane by myself.
Yeah.
With the wine.
Yeah.
And
you can watch something and all.
That was the holiday.
Time to be alive.
Just fly back again. That was brilliant. Thank you. Well, listen, it's Valentine's Day this week.
Yeah.
Do you like Valentine's Day?
Do you know we don't normally do anything for
Yeah, do we?
Valentine's Day? Every day is Valentine's Day in our house.
Is it? It's not.
No,
in
it's
our house.
not. Not at all. We don't do much for Valentine's Day. Our first Valentine's Day, Sean went all out.
Right.
Do you know whenever
before you were married, you mean?
Before
Like first
we were
ever?
married.
Right.
Yeah. So we were maybe together about 6 months, but you're still like trying to impress. But he actually went really all out. So at the time I was embarrassingly obsessed with The Notebook, the movie.
Oh, flip.
And
what did he do?
I met Sean. I was like, "You're my Noah," and it was so embarrassing. But he really done right. He got me a printout of the scene where they're in the rowing boat for my wall, and he got me this like sticker decal thing that was like, "If you're a bird, I'm a bird," which is the phrase from it. Very cute. But then he hired a rowing boat and rowed me out to a wee island in Loch Ness. And it was
that's actually really
beautiful.
sweet. Yes.
Like it was like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Really gorgeous. We went out and we had our wee. He brought like a wee barbecue thing. We had a wee cooked breakfast now out there.
God.
It was stunning until the way back when we had to ring the Coast Guard because we got stuck in like the ocean or whatever it is, loch, whatever. We got stuck, like it was the waves were going and Sean was like furiously rowing. I was like, I'm not touching the row. And he was like furiously
Were you
rowing.
like, I'm getting the ick?
Yeah, I know, seriously. I was like, I thought this was well better. Did you not check the weather? Like it was really bad. We had to get saved and go back to get to land.
What, like the Coast Guard?
Well,
or like the
it was
lifeguard?
like whoever was there, whoever was on patrol.
Oh my
you know what I mean?
God.
And
Was he still talking like Ryan Gosling the whole time?
it
Like,
was an
it's
American
not over for
accent.
me. Yeah.
We had the argument in the rain, to be fair. That was it. It just wasn't a sexy one. We got back and then he had planned for us. He'd hired out a cinema in Banbridge, like an outdoor cinema thing.
What?
I know, for us to watch The Notebook on like a big projector thing.
Are you like, I said I liked this once, and now this has become the theme of everything we're doing.
I was like, you asked me what my favourite movie is, and I had to have
I've just
an answer.
said something and the last thing I'd seen.
Yeah, I hate Ryan Gosling. Yeah. And then we got there, we hired the cinema and we sat and watched the movie, right? Now, I had to cut the day short because I had an audition come on the day before for Ripper Street. Do you remember Ripper Street?
Yeah.
But I had to go to Dublin. So he had this nice dinner planned and I was like, we're going to have to like get a McDonald's or something because I need to go to Dublin and do this audition for one line in this TV series.
Yeah.
Where I literally was like a maid, be like, here's your tea, governor. Like, that was it. But I was like so early in my career, I was like, it's going to make me a star.
Yes.
And
They
then,
just need to see me.
yeah,
That's it.
I was like, once they hear me say that line,
Yeah.
I think they'll cast me as a lead.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
inevitable.
People always say, you never know who's watching. You never know who's in the room.
know.
You're like, oh.
Never happens. And then, do you know who's in the room? No one. You and a fucking someone on their
Your ma.
iPhone filming you going, there you go, we'll send this to somebody. So we were in the cinema. There's a wee heater there and I have my feet up against the heater and I badly burn my foot and I'm wearing tights and they like cinder into the skin on my foot. We had to leave the movie to get like
Being rescued again.
to get like medical attention on my feet because they were so bad. And then I was auditioning and I was gonna drive myself to Dublin so that Sean could like be with his children or do things that he needs to do. And I was like, you know, you're going to have to drive me to Dublin to do this one line audition.
You've been wheeled in like Hannibal Lecter on
Yeah,
a stretcher, just like, here's your tea, governor.
I went down for the audition. They're like, that limp is a great character choice. You've thought a lot about this one liner.
Do you know what smell burning toast?
Yeah. It's like maid number 4's been through the wars.
She's got a whole backstory.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
So they did the audition, didn't get the part, and then came back home. But that was our first Valentine's Day.
That's setting a very high bar to try and keep that up for.
No one, and that was it. That was the only thing we've ever done. I think he went. There was actually no point because there were so many disasters. It was a lovely time.
It was a lovely gesture.
Yeah.
The thought was there.
You don't do anything for Valentine's
Not really.
Day.
No. I hated Valentine's Day for a long time because I was always one of the single ones, and just hated it. And then thought, oh well, now I'm in a relationship and I'm married. I'm still hated it. I just find it's so. I just find it a wee bit. It's a bit cringy. It's
So
sort of like,
gay, isn't it?
I love you. Yes,
Yeah,
it is
so
a wee
gay.
bit. You're just a bit like, ooh.
Yeah, but it's all.
What are you saying that for?
But also, like, you go out for your dinner and they're all, we're just going to double the price, and you're like,
know.
for the same burger, like it's
Yeah,
just.
and if you look around a restaurant, it's just all couples, and nobody's speaking to each other. Everyone's just sort of sat there, being like, "We're doing the thing we're supposed to be doing,"
Yeah.
and here we all are. I don't
Taking
like
a photo
it.
of their dinner.
And no, not of each other.
Yeah.
No, we normally just get like a wee. Like Marxies will do their Valentine's Day and meal for two.
Perfect.
That bottle of wine, we're done.
That's
there you
it.
go.
And I don't know. I think it's obviously like a marketing commercial thing or whatever. And I think it's for like teenagers.
Yeah.
Or like
That's when it was at its height for me in school. That it was the be all and end all.
Same.
Getting a card. Who didn't get a card? I'll tell you the most embarrassing thing that happened to me in Valentine's Day was at school, because I think I was maybe like 12 or 13, and I'd had a couple of years at school where I never got a Valentine's card, right? And the way they would have done it never changed for many years. But the way they would have done it was people would have slipped them into your locker, so like
Aye.
just through the wee
So
crack, right?
American.
I know.
so American high school.
The school jock,
Oh my
like,
God.
and I'd be there in my cheerleader outfit going, none for me. Hey, Mickey, or something. So I decided, because I was a loser, that I was going to put a card in my own locker.
Oh, Teresa.
No, wait, it gets worse, right? And open it when there was people around and be like, what? Who's this? So I put a card in there, and then I got a wee bit carried away, and I put a bracelet in as well, in a full-on like jewellery box, right? Like big Ratner's box. Put it in the locker, and then waited for break time when there were loads of people around, and I was like, just going to open my locker here, like making sure everyone was looking at
Yeah.
me, and then pulled out this card in this jewellery box and was like, oh my God, like, who was sliding a jewellery box through a locker?
I know.
Right? So I was like... And I went, oh my God, who put this in here? And somebody went, you, clearly. And I was like, not at all. What do you mean? And they was like, excuse me, I have to go to the toilet. And I went away going, I'm such an idiot.
Oh,
I've just done the card.
no.
Squandered.
That is
Like,
really
That
embarrassing.
is so embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. So I don't think I've recovered, which is why I don't really like Valentine's Day.
It's a very cute thing when you're a teenager. Like, but the teenagers like spend all of their money on it. Like they have like £80 saved over the past 6 months, and they buy like an £80 teddy for their girlfriend.
Jesus.
That's what like our boyfriends would have done whenever we were teenagers. Bought the biggest, those big, stupid looking, simple looking teddies that took up a whole stupid fucking room.
Not fire resistant or anything. You walk past it and there's a spark.
Aye.
Like those like
we
really
had
cheap
massive
ones.
love heart being like, I love you, and you're like, we're 14. No, you don't. See, when we're 35 and our house is coming down around us, talk to me then.
You don't even look like Ryan Gosling or sound like anything to do with the Notebook. That being said, I've got you a Galentine's present.
This is the thing now, Galentine's.
Galentine's!
I wish I had have thought of this.
No.
This is the biggest thing I've ever seen. That's what she said. Oh, you'll do. That's gorgeous. I'm obsessed.
You enjoy that now. If you're ever going to do a Valentine's present, it needs to be sarcastic.
Yes,
that's what I think.
Do you know what I'm going to put in this? Cereal.
Oh yes, it's a good idea.
That's a bowl. That's a bowl.
That's my sort of portion size, really, for any alcoholic drink. But
I don't put booze in my cereal, though,
Do you
Teresa.
not?
Not usually. Not till after 3.
this is why I've
That's
quit.
so cute. Thank
There you go.
so much.
You're welcome.
Jeez, that's a big mug.
It'd be weird if I gave you something really sincere, though, like a bit
Yes.
like "love you."
Like a book of notes about how much you love me.
Well, we'll cancel the next.
Yeah.
bit.
yeah. Forget about that section.
I'm going to ask you. We're going to play a wee game.
Oh, great.
Okay. So, this game is called "Was This Me or a Stranger?"
Oh no.
I'm going to give you 2 embarrassing scenarios. One of them was me, and one of them was somebody else who did this embarrassing thing, and it'll just reveal a wee bit about what you think about me.
Okay.
Fiona.
Love
Okay.
it.
So, the first one is. This person number one once ordered a bill in a bar in Spain by asking "Puedo pagar?" Pagar means pay. Pagar means have a wank.
Yeah, it does.
So
I would say you absolutely did that because I know that you lived in Spain.
Okay. Well, that's the first one. I'm giving you a choice of 2.
Give me a choice of 2 first because you might have done one as well.
The second one is this person took their first car for an MOT, and when the mechanic said "turn on your fog lights," they leant out of the car and shouted across the whole thing, "My car doesn't have floodlights."
Oh. I would say the first one is definitely you.
No, it was the second one.
Was it the second one?
Yeah.
That was a wee
a wee diversion. Yes, it was.
That was a trap.
Yeah. No, you're right. I did live in Spain. I have done that in Spain.
Because I've heard about some of your dating history in Spain. You've told me previously.
Yes.
About
the man.
Was you
Was
kept
I telling you about
bumping
the
into him? Were you in fancy dress?
Yes. Yeah. The Cuban man. No, the man who I asked out in a bar in Spain. He was a waiter there.
Yeah.
And my Spanish was quite shit at that time. It got better as the longer I lived there. But I went
For
up
all
to...
you know, you did ask for a wanker then in a restaurant, and they're talking about you to this day.
I'm sure they are for many reasons.
The wanky lady.
Do you remember that woman who kept saying she wanted to wank in the bar? No, I went up to this really, really gorgeous, like he was a Cuban barman, and I went up and I thought I said to him, "Can we go? Would you like to have a drink with me?" But I think I probably just said, "Can I order a drink, please?"
Yeah. Or you probably said, "I'm thirsty."
Can I book a table? Because I was going Friday night at 7 here, and he was going, "Yep, no problem." So I'm pretty sure I booked a table and thought I'd arranged to meet him for a drink.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling myself because otherwise I got stood up in this story.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, yeah. So the end of that was he stood me up, and I was like, "Well, that's embarrassing. I'll never go back to that bar again." Right?
Yeah.
And about 2 months later, I was setting up I was having a wee birthday party on the beach, and I was calling it a tea party, as in everyone had to come dressed as something that began with T.
Yes.
I was such a loser, Diona.
I think it's very cool.
I was single at this time, as you can imagine.
What did you dress up as?
A tiger.
A tiger. That's what I thought.
So I dressed up. I thought I didn't do sexy tiger either. I was like going full sort of
I
authenticity.
just don't know how
What is a sexy
anyone
tiger?
would make a tiger sexy. Do you mean whilst it's ripping through flesh of a zebra?
But it smelt nice.
Yeah.
Bit of lippy on.
Had its mascara on.
And I got down to the beach first because it was my party, and I was setting up the area, and I was going to dig a hole to put all the drinks in.
Obviously.
Dressed as a tiger, I started to dig a hole in the sand.
Yes, of course.
With my hands.
The kids
But
around were like, "There's a tiger! Dig in a hole!"
And the Cuban barman, came walking down what we call the paseo, and he looked down and I looked up, and we sort of like locked eyes, and I just kept digging, and I was like, I don't know what that man thinks about me, but he's going to be talking about me for the next.
But was there no more interaction?
No, he just
he
looked
just
straight at me.
spotted
He
you?
spotted me dressed as a tiger, digging my own litter tray basically on the beach, and was just like, lucky escape.
It would have been amazing if you had have just went to the date that you thought you'd organised as the tiger, and that's why you got stood up. That's the part of the story you're missing.
That is, I left that out.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, yep, that is exactly what happened. No. So, yeah.
So you MOT. Yeah.
My
Why
MOT.
would you have floodlights in your car? That's crazy.
No, see, you drive, don't you? Obviously.
Obviously
you drive.
I have a go at it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you not get really anxious whenever when something has to get fixed for your car, or
I have
you have to
nothing
talk
to do with
to
that.
someone?
I have
oh,
nothing.
excuse me. Oh, right. That's Sean's responsibility.
Barely as well. We both ignore all the lights. There's like a disco happening in our dashboard most days, and I just be like, fun times, love the colours. These
Wonder
are great.
what that means.
There's a few on right now, and I'm like, what a time to be alive. Until it stops. Like, we've had so much car trouble over the years. We used to have a car called, we used to have a Renault Megane years ago, and the mechanics used to call it a Renault migraine. Because you'd turn up and they'd be like, fucking
Here we go again.
And I mean, we had a, like, we just had so many, like, our cars would just break down all the time.
Yeah.
But the mechanics were like, yeah, because you haven't had it serviced ever, and you've had it 8 years, and it's got 2 tires, and fucking, where's your steering wheel? And would you stop starting up with a butter knife? Like, it's like we would...
I'm just making little shortcuts.
Yeah, like that. We're not attentive with our cars. Our cars are disgusting inside. Like,
Yeah, mine's
I
the
have
same,
a
actually.
hole in the back of mine from when I reversed it onto our gate, and
right,
I'm
okay.
like, not bothered by the hole.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
Can't see it.
But you can see the hole. It's a big hole. It's beside the lights at the back. But like, it's not causing any. Like, it's just aesthetically, wow, look, there's a hole. But I'm not bothered about the hole. If it was leaking oil, I'd be like, someone should, fix the hole.
Just as long as nobody crawls out that hole, sort of like to wave at the car behind you.
But if it's just a big hole that's like ugly, I'm not bothered.
I'm desperate. I'm maybe not as bad, but I will leave it to the last minute to do anything. And I used to own a car that was really, really old. It was when I was in Spain as well. I bought it off the street from a man. There was like a guy just had like a for sale sign.
Yeah.
And like naively, I was like, that seems very legit. Here's the money, sir.
Yeah.
And things used to
For
fall
sale
off.
spelt with 2 L's. For Sally.
Everything used to fall. When I bought the car, I drove it away and turned a corner and the wing mirror fell off. I was like, I'm sure that's normal. It's
Yeah,
probably a Spanish
yeah.
thing. And
You're like, they're like interconnected ones. You can just like change the colour.
it's like earrings. I was like,
Yeah.
you don't need them. It's fine. And then both of them fell off and I was like, I probably should get that. That's probably illegal. So I'll take it. I'll go to the mechanic and find out about it. But I was too afraid to drive the car without any wing mirrors. So I just walked into a mechanic's in Spanish and went, hello, my car has no, and couldn't think of the word for wing mirrors. So I said, ears. There's no ears in my car. And they were like, and where is your car? So I was just standing there. Just thought I'd tell you.
No, but also, you must have looked like a mad bastard. So, my car doesn't have any ears. It's not here, so you can't see it. But I promise it's somewhere without its ears. You're like, okay, off you go.
How, can we call someone for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That was my entire existence in Spain. It was just one embarrassing thing after another. Do you speak Spanish?
Un poco.
Un poco? But you knew what wank was?
Yes, because like I speak more than a bit. Like I did an A level in Spanish. I did it for the first 2 years at uni.
Oh, right.
My
So
dad
properly.
speaks Spanish.
No way.
Yeah, my dad speaks fluent Spanish.
Is
So
he? Is he?
He's
Spanish
very
and-
our family's quite linguistic. I don't know. Languagey.
Languagey, I think
They
that's
love
the appropriate. Yeah.
las palabras.
Yes.
So like my dad speaks a bit of French and a good bit of Spanish. He did it at uni as well. My brother's an
Wow.
Irish language like expert.
Yes.
And also speaks a bit of French. So I did I did Irish and Spanish in school and at uni. So I have a decent
Yeah.
grasp of both.
So did you do drama at uni?
Drama, Spanish and Irish.
Oh, I see. So you had all those
So
different
they were like my
parts.
minors, Irish and
Right,
Spanish, and then
okay.
drama was my major. Nothing major happened, let me tell you this. Nothing major.
But that really opens up opportunities for acting jobs then as well, if you can.
If I can go
You
and,
can
and
speak-
be
yeah.
in, what do you call the Spanish?
Oh, the soap operas.
But they're called I don't know.
I know what you mean.
They're like, Carlos.
Yeah.
¿Por qué?
Lots. Oh my goodness, what are they? Are they called like the stories or something? No, I don't know.
I can't remember.
I do know what you mean.
I actually talked about them on the Blame Game like before Christmas when I didn't remember the name. But anyway, they're like, whether everyone's like, no, mi amor. Like it's also, I was like, that could be me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I have done TV work in Irish. I did a full movie in Irish.
Oh, right.
In Irish language called Ahri, which means penance.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, paid for my wedding. That was great. And then all the wee bits and pieces. But it's more a case of like, it's a lot of work because I have to learn. Really have to learn it quite like almost phonetically, like just like
Accurately,
really, I can't like just spitball in another language. Do you know what I mean? So
because that's all I ever did. I did French at school and did that up to A level and then never really used it again for years, obviously.
Yeah.
So when I moved to Spain, I was a bit like, I'm a linguist.
I got this.
I got this. The
Yeah.
kind of sounds like nothing. No, it didn't help me at all. And I spent the first year basically miming in shops and sort of going this, that, and the other. So I loved speaking. Like I was there for 4 years, and by the end of it, I could chat away nonstop. But I couldn't. See, trying to write it or like read it, it was
one of my proudest linguistic moments was in Lanzarote last year when I actually had an argument with a taxi driver in Spanish.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Don't get that in your A level
I can get
oral.
I can get angry in Spanish. That's amazing.
Yes.
What a skill. This taxi driver, first of all, pulled up to pick us up. We ordered the taxi and I was like in the shop, but I was out like, 20 seconds after he pulled up, and Sean had already piled the kids in and he was like, ugh, straight away, slammed the door, took off before I even got the door shut. Like he was fuming.
Yeah.
And then we got off and he was doing, I would say 65 and a 30
Yeah.
mile per hour. And I was all to him like, slow down,
Yeah.
please. I was like, my children are in the back. Can you slow down? And he slowed down to 11 miles an hour. To be a wee wanker.
Cheeky bastard.
And I was like, what are you doing? No, I was like, I didn't know how to say catch yourself on or wise up, but I was like, maybe I was doing a bit of Spanglish because I was like, what are you?
Dairy in Spanish.
Yeah. It was just like, what is this? Is she all right? And then I was like, seriously, you're being a bit of a dick. And I was like, you can just do the speed limit. And then when I said that, he flew back up to about 65,
God.
round a roundabout. Like this guy, he was being such a prick.
Yeah.
And I was like, would you just stop? Like, I have children here. This is crazy. And then he just pulled under the side, opened the door and kicked us out.
Oh my God.
And we were like maybe about 2 miles away from the water park, like quite nothing nearby, really
Yeah.
like deserted almost. With the 2 kids, no sun cream on, had to hold a child each and walk for like 2 miles till we got to the water park.
Jesus.
And I was absolutely fuming, but the whole time I was sort of going, I just like told him off in Spanish. That's really quite impressive. Do you know what I mean?
Did anyone record that?
I
Because
know.
that was very good.
So
That'll be
should've-
full marks.
Should have vlogged. That would have been full marks.
Full marks my
yeah.
oral exam.
And the
No,
water
that
park
is
was
a
freezing.
mark of being able to speak properly. Speak proper.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with English.
Yeah.
A Spanish taxi driver actually saved my life once because that car that I mentioned that bits would just fall off all the time, it ended up going on fire while I
course
was
it did.
driving it.
Yes.
And this was when I was a teacher, so I was on my way to school just going, Jesus, any rate, please. I used to pray for traffic jams and stuff because I just didn't want to teach. I never
Right.
wanted to get there and always be like, I wish something would happen that meant I didn't have to teach today. And then I had to eat my words because,
Fuego.
yeah, fuego, alert. That means fire, everybody. So
Yeah.
we should do a GCSE Spanish
shouldn't we?
bite size.
Because we are at the minute en fuego.
I was just sat at traffic lights and I saw this smoke coming out of the bonnet, right? And like you, I was like, that's a bit unusual and just hope that goes away. And
There's a wee man puffing up in my bonnet.
why is there a fag in there? Sure, it's
There's a
fine.
Smurf smoking in
And
the front of my car.
I had 2 other girls in the car and they were like, I don't think that's normal. I was going, no, me neither. I'll sort it out later. And because it just so happened we were in traffic and there was a whole row of taxis at the side of the road who were all just waiting for their fares. But they all started to kind of wave and like shout and I was like, hiya, hola.
You're like, yes, it's me,
it's
the
me.
Irish lady.
I'll come back and sing a song for you later.
Famed.
And they were shouting something. Now, obviously, my Spanish wasn't good enough, but they were shouting, get out of the car, basically. So I was like rolling my window down. Pardon. And they were like, get out of the car, get out of the car. So they came over and opened the doors and told us to get out. And it was that we just walked over and I was really like, I need to get my coat, hang on, like just taking my time. And at this point, we could see little flames just licking out the side of the bonnet and the paint on the bonnet of the car was bubbling. And I was like, that's really not, like looking
That's a
through my
bit
manual.
much.
I don't, I'm just looking for the troubleshooting section. Paint bubbling on bonnet, no. And it just went on fire, like literally in front of my eyes. The whole bonnet just went up, like there was a bang. That went on fire and it went from the front of the car right to the back of the boot in about like 15 seconds.
Wow.
Like just, it was such an old car. It was, there
You're
would
so
be no,
lucky.
I know. And we were all sitting there and I was like, what are they shouting? What is that man waving at me? It's just awful being harassed as a woman in the street. And they were like, get out of the car. And the whole thing just, just went up
Oh
in
my
flames.
God. Here, day off though. Did you get the day off?
I was
Well,
just late. I think they covered my first class and they were like, yeah, well, there's not much you can do with that now. Just get in here as soon as you
Just
can.
leave it burning in the street.
No, that was actually, it got towed by the police and fire engines and all came and sorted it out. And they said, we're going to tow this to the pound, the police pound, but you're going to have to go.
Pound. I don't think it's called the pound. I just think it's
with all the other homeless,
barracks.
the other unwanted cars. Do you want to go and adopt
Little
one?
sad cars. All, please pick me.
Just like, I bit the children. I didn't mean it. And I
all I
said,
did was go and fair.
and they said, you'll need to go down there and sign some paperwork because it's yours. And I was like, well, I've no car. And they went, well, you can go with the tow man. So I was like, right, okay. So I got in the front cab of this car that was still smoking, and we drove back into Las Palmas. And I swear to God, I saw the Cuban barman.
No.
And I was, at one of we stopped at the bar just outside, and he was there, and I was
Did
all,
you ever think
hola!
for a second he was like an extra in your Truman Show? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is one big prank.
He was also the policeman. And
Come to think of it, he had a box of matches.
he's just a man I saw all the time and was always like, where's that Cuban barman? There he is again.
I wonder had he seen you multiple times before the time that you asked him out,
And
he was like, I ain't going out with that bitch. The things I've seen.
She looks like she sets fire to things. Looked like I'd been arrested because I'd set fire to this burnt out
He's
car.
like, I've seen her beside a burning car. I've seen her digging a hole dressed as a tiger. I've seen her harassing taxmen. Yeah.
Come on.
I've seen her shouting "fuck off," this fucking move to some woman in an airplane in Geneva.
Going up to get the bill and being like, can I wank, please?
Yeah. He's like, I don't.
She's
you
not for
wondered
me.
why he didn't turn up. Yeah.
Oh, reach out if you're still there. I don't even remember his name. Carlos.
It's awfully racist.
I think that was his name.
He was not called. He was called Ben or something. He's like Carlos.
Carlos, Luis, Jose, whatever. Right, listen, we've run out of time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that was very abrupt.
We're having it. That was bye.
So can you get out? There was something else I was gonna. Oh, never mind. Diona, thank you so much for coming in. When is your show in the Opera House, Grand Opera House?
It's in the 22nd of April. It's sold out at the minute.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
hopefully at the minute. I hope there's
At
no
the minute,
refunds.
why are people going
I'm
to change their mind?
I'm expecting mass refunds.
Just based on your online content.
Yeah.
And, yes.
No,
No, that's
It's
amazing.
sold out. However, our live podcast for the girls group chat is on in the SSE Arena in September,
course.
which is good fun.
Bloody hell.
I know. We did the waterfront at Christmas and it was
I know.
class. And then we thought,
That's amazing.
let's just go bigger. Yeah.
Where do you go after the SSE?
My living room.
Yeah.
Like we're doing a quirky and intimate this time
Yeah,
because
yeah,
no one
yeah.
wants to buy tickets anymore.
Yes.
It's half sold at the minute, the SSE, so but it's not till September, so hopefully
Amazing.
it fills. It'll be a great night. So there's that.
There's that. Brilliant. Well, get tickets for that and just go and see Diona if you can live because she's a hoot. You're a hoot and a half.
That's what I love to hear.
She's a hoot.
She's a hoot.
That's the sort of thing my mum says. I'm
No,
so sorry.
she's a hoot, isn't she? She took it. She was like spent a lot of time writing that show. What a hoot. I hope the reviews are like 5 stars. A hoot.
A hoot. That's what I'd be like if I was a reviewer. She's a hoot. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.